What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. FantasyTeamAdvisors.com, bringing home the bacon NBA DFS video. We are back with the Friday, October 27th, the last Friday in October. Full slate. We've got 11 games. We're going to hit right into it. So if you've never been here before, welcome. If any of our videos ever get 50 likes, you leave a comment and you are a subscriber, you have a chance to win a free week of DFS content. We use a random or a YouTube comment picker, so you have to leave a comment. Anytime a video gets at least 100 likes, same thing, you have a chance to win a free month of DFS content. Anytime a video gets 125 likes, chance to win a free year. And if any of our videos ever get 150 likes, you have a chance to win a lifetime pass. So if you find this video helpful or useful, be a subscriber and make sure you leave a comment so we can get you in there and we can try to get you a winner. You can win multiple times. You can check that out. And if you have questions, get those down below. If you want to see some other things, get those down below as well. And we will get started on today's massive slate. So what we're going to talk about in this video is the articles up on the screen. So anytime there's at least 5 games, we will break it down a little bit. So what we're going to do is we're going to go over the Vegas numbers. So we're going to look at the games that have the highest over-under and the spread. We're going to look at the article, which in the article, anytime, like I said, there's at least 5 games, we'll have 3 top, 3 mid, and 3 value picks at each position. And then down at the bottom, we will go over the top value plays on the slate through our first projection. So what we do is we do projections during the day, and we do simulations during the day. So if you've been here with the MLB, we've done simulations before. The plays will be, it's a little bit different than baseball, but NBA is a little bit easier to project than the other sports. So we're going to give you those plays, and kind of the basis when you're building your lineup is to, when you're playing cash, we have our NBA chalk, which you can find right here on FTA. We have these Fanduel and DraftKings. These will basically be what the consensus are with the ownership, and this will help you out when you're looking for cash plays. So looking at who's highly owned, if you want to pivot off of this, that would be plays through here that you would look for with GPPs or tournaments. So with cash games, you're looking for at least 6 times value. So it's a person who is 5,000, you're looking for at least 30 fantasy points. If you're looking for a GPP, the target is really 7 to 7.5 times value, upwards of 8 to really basically take down a tournament. So we've got a ton of information for you. Let's check it out. Let's check out Vegas real quick. So as of the making of the video, over under, the highest is the Kings at the Warriors at 239.5, with the Kings being a 2.5 point favorite, an implied team total of 120.1 or 49. The Warriors, 119.19 implied team total out of them. Then we've got the Hawks at the Knicks at 230 over under, so you can see it's gone down a little bit. Jazz at the Clippers 230. You've got Mavs at the Nets 228.5. Spurs at the Rockets 227.5. Hornets at the Pistons 226.5. Cavs at the Thunder 226. You've got Grizzlies at the Nuggets 225.5. Trailblazers at the Magic 223.5. Bulls at the Raptors is 218, and the lowest is the Celtics at the Heat 217 over under, with the Celtics being an 8-point favorite there. So kind of just looking, while you can take some players in high scoring games such as Kings at the Warriors, you want to target that game a little bit. You can take a couple of players from Boston, I feel. I don't really feel like there's much for the Heat right now. But it's kind of a little bit different. You got to check the pace. You got to check everything else. So those are the games. Those are what we've got going on. If you have questions, and this will be updated. Normally I update this in the morning, and then this is updated on the website probably about 2 hours before tip-off. So you can kind of see the open, and then you can see the current. So you can see where it's gone from there. So any questions, let us know down below. We'll try to help you out as much as possible. On top of that, we've got the NBA points allowed by position. So if you want to go through here and you just want to look at the rankings here. So Wizards currently are the worst team against the point guard, so they're giving up an average of 74.6 fantasy points per game to opposing point guards. Again, these numbers are skewed a little bit because teams have only played one, a couple of teams have played 2 games, so this is where we kind of pay attention. Some teams haven't even played yet, so this is kind of, we'll have to get about a month's worth of NBA games to feel very confident about these numbers, but these are what we have to go off of right now. So if you look at shooting guard, the team that's the worst against shooting guard, the Cavs, giving up an average of 86.5 fantasy points per game. Small forward here, the Kings, 72.4. Then we've got the power forward is Golden State, giving up an average of 113.3 to power forwards. Not the best. And then against centers, we look at the worst right now, Portland Trail Blazers, giving up 69.6 fantasy points per game to the opposing centers. So this is on the website as well. Just hover over the NBA tab and you can find all of this information there. So we get into the article. So this is here. If you want to see it, it is linked down below. We get into it. I don't think it's going to be a surprise. We love the big players. Obviously, there's a reason that Jokic is the picture of the video and the article. He's a stud. But let's go position by position. So at the end of this video, if you stick around, we are going to build a lineup that we kind of feel confident about that we will use on DraftKings. So looking at this, and it'll be one of the lineups. I usually make about 20 lineups a night. Just depending. We do have optimal lineups on the website. Those are a great starting point. I say don't just copy paste, but these are kind of the games that we're looking at, targeting and players that we are looking at as well. So looking at Luka Doncic here at 58 fantasy points projected, Steph Curry at 52, Shea Alexander at 49. Mid-tier for point guard, we've got Spencer Dinwiddie at 33, Ben Simmons at 32, coming in pretty hot with these projections early. Dennis Schroeder at 31, and then value plays at point guard. We got Bones Highland at 22, Killian Hayes at 21, and Colin Sexton at 21 fantasy points as well. Moving to the shooting guard position, Donovan Mitchell projected at 46 fantasy points, Paul George at 44, Kyrie Irving 43. Mid-tier shooting guard, Drew Holiday 34, Josh Giddey at 32, and Marcus Smart at 30. And then your value plays here at shooting guard, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope at 21, Kevin Huerter at 21, and Cam Thomas at 21 as well. Moving to small forward, you got Jason Tatum at 48, Kawhi Leonard at 39, Jimmy Butler at 39. Mid-tier, we've got Karis LeVert at 27, Max Strus at 26, and Talon Horton-Tucker at 26 as well. And then our value plays here at small forward, DeAndre Hunter at 23, Alec Burks at 23, and Gary Trent Jr. at 22. Moving to the power forward position, you got Jaren Jackson at 43, Julius Randle 42, Pascal Siakam at 40. Mid-tier, Chet Holmgren at 32, Jabari Smith at 29, and Keegan Murray at 29. And then your value power forwards today, John Collins at 26 fantasy points, Jalen Johnson at 26, and Kevin Love at 24. And then we wrap it up with the center position, top, mid, and value picks here. Obviously, the stud of the day, Nikola Jokic here, triple-double his first game. Domantas Sabonis here at 47. Alperen Sengun at 38. Mid-tier, we've got Wendell Carter Jr. at 32. Mark Williams at 31. Walker Kessler at 30. And then your value center positions for Friday's slate, Kevin Looney, 28. Jacob Poeltl at 26, and Mitchell Robinson at 26 fantasy points as well. Then looking through the simulations, as of right now, the value plays, Day'Ron Sharpe. Now, I'm not saying any of these will play. These are the value plays through the projections in the morning. So our morning projections show Sharpe at 8.18 times value, Jaren Jackson Jr. at 6.15 times value, Jalen Johnson 6.06 times value, Jalen Duren, 6.03 value, Mark Williams, 5.91 times value, and Alperen Sengun at 5.71 times value. So, like I said, these are the early projections. These are through the simulations in the morning. Those are the plays we have. If I went too fast, if you need to see it, click the link down below because that does help me out. It shows that you guys are looking. It shows the views on the website as well. So that being said, I wanted to build a lineup with you guys, kind of what you feel confident about. I think I'm smashing the button on Jokic right off the bat. I love his matchup here. Obviously, he had a fantastic first game. We can't project him at 60 plus every game. Obviously, we can't project a triple-double, but he is a stud. As long as he is healthy, I think he's in a good spot there. And kind of using some of the plays, we use the points allowed by position. We, just depending on what you want to do, we can look at this. We kind of see that you've got the Wizards here, but not every team is playing. So that's the thing. So Washington, they aren't playing today. So Washington is out. That brings us the Spurs. The Spurs, they're right here. So Houston. So Houston point guard would be, you would look at Van Vliet. He's 7,600. You see splits there. His first game, 25.25, which is not enough for 7,600. And he's gone down. He's 600 less. He's probably not what I'm looking at. He did play 34 minutes, though. So that would be one there. Obviously, the other ones, Oladipo's out. You got Jason Tate. Game log, he played only 15 minutes, had 12 fantasy points. Not enough. So I'm out on that one. You got the 76ers, who are not playing today. So we're out on that one. And you kind of look through and feel confident about that. Then we get down to Dallas Mavs. They've given up an average of 60.8 fantasy points. So we come over here. That means Brooklyn. So Dinwiddie, 6,100 at 34. Game log, only 10.75 in his last game. Played 24 minutes. That's the problem. In those 24 minutes, he had 5 points. I'm not really sure what's going on at the moment. I kind of feel good about this. I think I'm going to smash the Dinwiddie pick here because Dallas does give up that many. Moving on to the shooting guard position, we look at this. The Cavs give up 30, Washington 29, Pelicans 28, or they're ranked 28. Brooklyn Nets 56. So if you want to stay in that same, that would be Brooklyn. That would be Irving, which I would smash the Irving a little bit. Hardaway, I'm okay with, but I don't think I want much with Hardaway. Seth Curry, game logs, he only played 4 minutes, so he's not playing much here. So he played 4 minutes and didn't record any stats in that game. So that being said, it kind of gets down to what you feel confident about, where you can go with. And I am looking towards finding some value because when you put up Jokic here, it takes a lot of the value away. The salary's gone. So that brings us to an average of 53.3 if we go with Dinwiddie. So we come down here and we can kind of look for cheaper options. One that jumps out to you, maybe Karis LeVert a little bit. If we look at this, game logs, hasn't played this year, obviously. Don't really know what the minutes we're going to get out of him. Jaden Ivey going up against Charlotte. Played 17 minutes here, 9.5 fantasy points, was 6,000. They've jumped him down to 48. So if he could get, 20 plus minutes, honestly, I don't know. I think this is probably off a little bit. I think he'll get more minutes than 17 minutes in my mind. I think he will. So if you go with some certain things like that, it really depends. Now I'm building a GPP lineup, which I'm okay with. I think I'm going to go with Ivy at 4,800. Go in here, you bumps up to 5,500. So we're able to pay up a little bit more at other positions. So small forward, it really just depends. Again, this is a preliminary lineup. This isn't necessarily my go-to lineup, but I will play a lineup like this, or I will put this lineup in there. But again, like I said, I am one that builds about 20 lineups for NBA a night, depending on what, $3 a lineup or whichever one you feel confident about. That's what I would go with. Just coming through here for small forward, it depends. You can average about 5,500, but then it really brings us down a little bit. Still feeling kind of good with Karis LeVert. I think I'm going to throw him in there at 4,900. Hasn't played yet, I know that, but that's kind of what I feel like right now. Then we get to the power forward. It bumped us up to 5,600. Kind of what you feel confident about, depending on what they play, minutes wise. That's kind of what we're looking at. John Collins, looking at game logs, played 31 minutes there, had 35.75 fantasy points, going up against the Clippers. So we look at Clippers, power forward or center. So if we look at this, the Clippers are down here. 34.4 is what they're averaging, but that would be perfect for his price. So I'm going to go John Collins here. And then it brings us to guard, forward, or utility. So that does bump us up to 5,700, which I'm okay with. Just depends on what you want to look at. So for guard at 5,700, some of these plays we did use quickly the other night. 28 minutes, 41 fantasy points, 5,400. Now he's going up against Atlanta. We look at Atlanta. Overall, their defense is 20th out of 30. I don't mind him. I'm going to put quickly in there again, and that bumps us up a little bit more to 5,800 for a forward. So we kind of look, we had Horton here valued out 4,500. He's up to 5,100. Played 22 minutes. Just depends how many minutes he's going to get. That's the problem. We don't know. Again, most teams have only played one game. Preseason isn't really going to help us much. Jabari Smith, 16.25 at 5,600. They dropped him down a little bit. Power forward, let's see how San Antonio ranks against power forward right here. Again, though, the numbers here are very skewed because they've only played one or two games. So you got to pay attention to that. Probably going to go away from him right now. Kind of just looking, build around for 5,800. Or you could go less and go with one of those value plays of ours. And if you feel confident about that, like a Sharp. So if we go, if he plays, played 12 minutes there, got 9 fantasy points, 3,300. He would be a value play. Again, he's got to play the minutes. So if he's in the minutes, I'm okay with that. But this is a very contrarian GPP option. He's got to play it. 12 minutes isn't really a lot, though. I would love to see, obviously, more than that. Everyone would. That's the problem. One of the other ones was Jalen Johnson here. 21 points in that game. Played 29 minutes, 39.25 at 3,500. He went up to 4,700. I like that. I still like this matchup, so I'm going to put him in there. And then that gives us a 7,000 spot for a utility player. That brings us to Segan, which we've loved, and he is in there, or down. So if you think Chris Paul is going to play more, he played 34 minutes in that game. He is 1,000 more, but 34 minutes, 38.5 fantasy points, 14 points, 9 assists, 6 rebounds. If they're playing from behind, Chris Paul could be that dude. So this is a lineup that I'd look at. This is just a complete GPP lineup. This is one I might tweak it a little bit moving forward during the day, but this is one of the lineups that I'll be using tonight. I'll just enter that lineup in there, and that's kind of the thought process. So if you have questions, definitely let us know. We're going to have more information on the website. We're going to have minutes played. That'll be updated every single day when we build those out. So I've had questions. If you have any questions, let us know. Like I said, if you want to sign up, FantasyTeamAdvisors.com. You can do FTA Plus, do the year pass, $75. Use the promo code Thursday, all one word, all capital letters. It's normally $199. You get it for $75 if you use that promo code. So that's what I've got in this video. Good luck on this slate. And let's bring home some bacon. Peace.